Hello, Baggies fans, and welcome to the Baggies podcast YouTube channel. Today, we're doing a preview for the Manchester United game, which kicks off on Sunday at the Hawthorns at 2 o'clock. So, this is going to be an interesting clash between two teams. One team pretty high up in the table, one team, I'm sure you can guess who that is, not so high up in the table. In this video, we're going to be talking about how our recent form, Man United's recent form, we're going to be going through your memories and my memories from games against Manchester United. We're also going to be talking about who's playing in the game, who's injured, who's available, and who might start. And then we're going to be giving you a score prediction at the end. It's going to be a jam-packed video. Make sure you subscribe before we start, though. Make sure you're doing that, because making sure you subscribe means you won't miss a video. And if you're pressing your notification bell on, definitely means you won't miss anything here on the Baggies podcast channel. Plenty of things coming up on the way. Podcast on Monday, recorded on Sunday with special guests. I hope all going to plan. But make sure you're going and follow me on Twitter at the Baggies Pod, or you want to follow my personal Twitter at @LouisBent_. For pieces that I write for different people, podcasts and whatnot. You know, if you want to hear about my personal life, go for it. Follow me. The links are in the description. You can listen to this week's podcast, which included Nick Miller from The Athletic talking about Sam Allardyce, after he's just sort of conjured up a podcast series for The Athletic about Sam Allardyce and his nature. Big episode, so make sure you go and watch that, and then go and watch the next one, which is coming out on Monday at 5 o'clock. But without further ado, let's get into this preview between Manchester United and West Bromwich Albion. So, Man United, West Brom, yeah. Doesn't look a promising fixture for Albion, especially the recent form we've been in, with a 2-0 loss against Tottenham Hotspur, also a 2-1 loss against Sheffield, and then a 2-2 draw, with Fulham in our previous game before that. So that's our last three games. Not doing great at the moment, to be honest. I could sit and moan for hours, and in fact, I did moan for nearly an hour. You can listen to that podcast from last Sunday, where I did moan for quite a while about the state of the club and everything that's going on. So, yeah, if you want to check that out, that's available for you. However, things aren't going well at the club with West Brom. Things aren't right. Sam Allardyce has not managed to turn this team around in any way, shape or form, and many argue that we should be building for the Championship, and I probably would have to agree with them. You might want to just get somebody in and get not a team together, but get the guys playing in a more positive manner rather than this sort of hoofball to get us to stay in the division, which looks very, very unlikely. I mean, our chances before the Fulham game were probably, I'm going to say 50% actually. Yeah, I'm going to say 50%. However, they have now, with losses, back-to-back losses after that game, probably gone down to about 5% chance of staying up. I think it's really, really not doable. I think Allardyce is probably clinging to that run of games with Palace. I think it includes Palace, Newcastle, Brighton, Burnley. I think that's probably last chance saloon for him, really. I think if he doesn't get close to maximum points out of that, which he won't, then I think the day's done for Allardyce. But yeah, we need more from the players. We need more from the management, really. The management clearly hasn't worked. The change hasn't worked. He's not doing any better than Bilic, if I'm being completely honest. I believe that Sam Allardyce is doing this with a limited squad. Fair enough. I think he's had more talented squads in the past to work with. But still, I thought he might be able to make us a bit defensively solid, even if we can't put the ball in the back of the net. But yeah, that hasn't been the case whatsoever. And we need more from the players and the management. I think the players, I feel like there's fight in them, but I just don't think there's enough quality in them. I'm hoping that Yokoslu and Maitland-Niles will be playing, particularly Yokoslu, because I think he impressed. I mean, he was only on for 12 minutes and probably played better than most players in the team, throughout most of the match. But so I think Yokoslu hopefully is going to have a bit of a game, and that's going to be hopefully something that I can expect to see from him, and hopefully a bit of ball winning quality, something that we've been really missing in the midfield. Because if you play Sawyers in front of the back four, you're not going to get any ball winning qualities. You're just going to get the same old tripe. Probably the same with Livermore, actually. I think if you put Gallagher, Maitland-Niles, Yokoslu in there, I think you create a really youthful midfield. But then you involve dropping Pereira, and I think that was a grave mistake last time, because you saw when Pereira came on, he created a chance, and Diagne scored, but again, offside, of course. He's the offside king now, and by Diagne. I'm hearing that they don't do as many offside traps, or aren't accustomed to offside traps in Turkey. But still, I think that's something that Allardyce is going to have to work on, to be honest. But yeah, that is the state of West Bromwich Albion at the moment. We can't buy a win at the moment. Things aren't going well. We need to turn things around as quickly as possible, whether that be with a new manager or whether that be with Big Sam himself in these run of games that are coming up that could be potentially crucial to our season. However, how have Man United been? Because, they're the opposition on Sunday. It doesn't look promising for West Bromwich Albion, but still will be useful to see how they're getting on in the Premier League and how they're getting on. They're currently second place, 5 points behind City. They'll be looking to mount a bit of a title challenge. I don't think they've really got it in them to go and get a title or mount a title challenge, but I could see it potentially happening. Their last 3 games resulted in Arsenal 0-0 draw, a 9-0 win at Southampton, and a 3-3 draw with an Everton, and obviously in the Cup they beat West Ham the other day. So 9-0 against Southampton just makes you think what they could do to us, to be honest. Southampton miles the better team than us, but yeah, things could go incredibly badly. So yeah, I don't look forward to this one, to be honest. I don't look forward to seeing them play because they've got a lot of attacking movement. They're starting to work well as a team. Cavani is starting to show his class. He's starting to put that extra bit of pizzazz, it's not a real word, but pizzazz into the Manchester United attack. Whereas we're getting worse. They're getting better, we're getting worse. And they beat Southampton 9-0 the other day, which fills me with absolute dread because God knows what they could do to us. It could be a cricket score, really. I mean, things might not go so well on Sunday. But, when we least expect West Brom to get a result, they tend to do it. Man City, you look at the 1-1 draw with them, be it under a different manager. Didn't expect us to get a result against Wolves, we did. So we've got to be a bit positive. I mean, there's not much of that around the club at the moment. Things are looking pretty grim. However, got to remain a bit positive. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to go and get a win. And we're now going to move on to talk about your memories of Man United fixture. Better times. We're going to move on to talk about better times for the Albion. And better times indeed for things that have happened over years against Manchester United. So my memory I'm going to share with you is for the 5-5 draw with Manchester United on the final day of, I think it was the 12-13 season, with the lad Romelu Lukaku scoring a hat-trick in Sir Alex Ferguson's last game as manager. Yes, it was. I also, that game was so fantastic for me. This is my half and half scarf up here from that game. I'm not a huge fan of half and half scarf. I'd never buy one before a game. On eBay and found the scarf in order to just cherish that moment because it was such a great game. I mean, Lukaku was such a great talent in that season. As you can see, he's sat up behind me, just up here, and he was absolutely phenomenal in that game. He came off the bench, I think. Am I right? No, I'm not sure if I'm right in thinking that he came off the bench, but he certainly came on and gave us a performance to remember in terms of Albion. He was a great player for us, and he's obviously gone on to do fantastic things for Manchester United, but also for Inter Milan with that one. So yeah, it was fantastic to see him, play for the Albion. And it was a shame he went to Everton the following season. Yeah, so I think it was pretty fantastic the fact that they managed to go and come from 3-0 down, because you could never see us doing something like that these days. I think this is something that we have to look at now and we have to cherish, really, because I can't see us coming from 3-0 down in nowadays. But we certainly played an absolute blinder in that game, coming back from 3-0 down, and having such a great game against one of the best teams in the league, a team that had already won the league, I think, as far as I'm aware. But yeah, they were absolutely phenomenal. Yes, I was actually right in thinking that Lukaku came on as a half-time substitute. He came on for Liam Ridgewell. What a memory that is. But yeah, I remember going to the ground and I was like, yeah, the season's more or less over for us. We're not going to finish much higher. Man United already won the league. They'll probably be looking to send Sir Alex Ferguson off with a really good result. And I went up to the ground and I thought, wow, I don't really want to watch, to be honest. But I ended up having one of the best days of my life, really, watching that game. Seeing us draw 5-5. The other memories of mine include a 1-0 victory for West Bromwich Albion, a Rondon goal in the 17-18 season, the season we went down. I wasn't there at the game, unfortunately. I'd just been playing football myself in the morning, and I'd come back, and I think it was a lunchtime kickoff on a Sunday, and I was just unable to make the game, so I watched it on TV. And watched Solomon Rondon score the only goal of the game to win against the Jose Mourinho side. Always a bonus, trust me. And then Another memory of mine is a 2-1 victory at Manchester United with Morgan Amalfitano and Saido Berahino scoring the goals. I think that might have been 13-14, potentially. Yeah, all great memories of mine, and you guys have been voting on yours. A memory of yours would probably be for some. I'm not going to say older, more mature of my viewers would be a 5-3 victory for West Brom in the 78-79 season, involving some fantastic goals from some of our older players, including the late Cyril Regis, which some absolute stunners scored in that game, and to beat Manchester United in that sort of era, in that sort of vein of form, in those sorts of times. I can't speak for people who saw it, but all I can tell you is that the stories I've heard about it were fantastic, and it was a fantastic game between West Brom and Manchester United. But yeah, those are my memories. So let's hear what your guys' memories are, because in that game there were people like Laurie Cunningham, Cyril Regis playing. It was quite the testament. Let's see who you guys have seen as one of your better memories. So 55% of you have voted for a 5-5 draw between Manchester United and West Brom as being your favourite match. Some of you have voted 2-1 in the 13-14 season between Amalfitano and Berahino. 36% of you have voted the 5-3 victory involving Cyril Regis, Laurie Cunningham. And none of you have voted for the 1-0 win with Solomon Rondon. That was a bit of a bore game, but one of those that you don't really like watching. These are the ones that are proper entertaining. But yeah, those are your memories. Those are my memories of games against Manchester United, and hopefully we can make some new ones on Sunday. A bit of positivity for you in this difficult time, hopefully taking you back to when you're able to watch the football, and hopefully we will be able to soon. But who's playing in this game? Who's going to be on the pitch? We got injured for West Brom. We got Dean Garner, who's a doubt. Apparently, there's been some trouble behind the scenes with him regarding not wanting to play for us. Man United injured include Paul Pogba. That's just Paul Pogba, injured for Manchester United. So should be relatively full strength for both sides. In terms of how I see the game going, I'm expecting defeat, but hoping for a win. My heart says I want it to be a 1-0 West Brom win, but my prediction says 2-0 Manchester United. I just feel it could be 3, 4, 5. But I want to say 1-0 West Brom, but I'm going to say 2-0 Manchester United. That's my score prediction. But if you have enjoyed this video, that brings us to the end. I hope you've enjoyed mulling over some memories, talking about the game, and leave your comments in the section below. Make sure you're just dropping your score predictions, dropping your memories of the Albion Manchester United game. Anything I've missed, any games I've missed against Manchester United. Obviously, I can't cover them all, but we've played quite a few over the years. If I've missed any of your favourite memories, make sure to drop them in the comments. It's nice to start a bit of a conversation. I'm always chatting to people in the comment section, so make sure you're doing so as well. If you haven't watched the latest podcast, make sure you go and do that. Link in the description. And follow me on Twitter at @thebaggiespod or at @LouisBent_. But I've been Louis, the host of the Baggies podcast, and I'll be grateful to see you in the next video when I'll be talking in the podcast on Monday. I'll be recording it on Sunday. But I'll see you next time. I've been Louis. Thank you very much for coming around, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.